Beer here, back in the fantasy bar, talking some baseball. Big slate of games here on Friday night. We got 6 of my favorite plays for you, ready to go on FanDuel and DraftKings with not one of my favorite stacks, but we're going to give you 2 of my favorite stacks here tonight. Some great home run spots, some guys I think are underpriced, starting pitcher in an absolute dream matchup, and my favorite play on the entire slate. Who we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the fantasy bar. Welcome in, guys. Kicking off the weekend here. Beer's Daily Fantasy 6-Pack Friday edition. Huge slate of games. 6 guys fresh off the tap for you. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get to those picks, most important thing you can do here is take a second, click that thumbs up button. Much appreciated for hitting that tip jar. Also, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. All right, let's dive in here. One weather spot looks a little dicey. We'll ignore that one. If we have to make any changes, we will do so both in the comment section on YouTube. We'll pin that comment, and also on Twitter to keep you guys updated. All right, let's jump in with our first play at first base, Matt Olsen of Atlanta. Like Atlanta, a sneaky stack here tonight. Lucas Giolito still has a lot of believers out there, coming off a solid start. Has rotated, good and bad starts. Not saying a bad start is coming, but I am not a believer in Lucas Giolito. Matt Olsen, pretty solid history against him. And yes, the production definitely been up and down, but the power, the name of the game here. 12 home runs already on the season. And look at the numbers, 226 ISO so far this season, and that's with a BABIP of just 225. Batting average on balls in play, for anyone unfamiliar with that stat, pretty low number there. So been a little bit unlucky. Numbers could be even higher, which we've seen year in and year out against righties. And look at that hard contact, which really makes this encouraging. Over 69% against righties. I think the number's only going to go up here. Matt Olsen in a good power spot tonight against Lucas Giolito. All right, we mentioned the Braves as a stack I like. Let's add a catcher to the mix here with Drake Baldwin. So DraftKings always like including that catcher in my stacks if I can. I think he's even playable on FanDuel down at just 2,400. Has really come in and made an impact for this team, hitting over 320. 5 home runs already for him here, and been good against righties. Woba's over 400, ISO over 200. We mentioned Lucas Giolito, 204 ISO allowed to lefties, 46% hard contact rate, and a 14% barrel rate. So a good spot here for these lefties. Knock out that catcher spot with a fairly priced Drake Baldwin. All right, to the outfield next with Toronto's George Springer. So Springer should fly under the radar tonight. Had a home run last night, but been mostly quiet here of late. I think it's a great matchup for him, and I love these prices for him. Just a tick over 3,000 on FanDuel and just a little bit above 4K on DraftKings. Another guy that's been getting a little bit unlucky. Look at the numbers for George Springer. Woba, 464, ISO, 433, leads this team in both categories, and that's with a 222 batting average on balls in play against left-handed pitching. So these numbers could be even better for George Springer. Already up there among the league leaders, so improvement could even be coming here. Now, Spring's certainly vulnerable to power. We always look for fly ball rate, hard contact rate. When those two come together, great power recipe here, and we get that with Springs. 32% fly ball rate, almost say 42% hard contact rate. Great power spot here tonight on potentially low-owned George Springer. All right, my favorite starting pitcher of the night, we are going with David Peterson of the Mets. Now, Peterson really been pitching well this season for the Mets. Gets a great matchup here with the Colorado Rockies, a matchup that we target often with left-handed pitching. And Peterson himself, 6 or more innings in all 4 of his last starts, 6 or more strikeouts in 3 of those last 4 starts. So we don't think of him as a massive strikeout guy, but been putting numbers on the board, and this could be one of those ceiling spots for the strikeouts. The Angels and the Rockies both striking out at a 28.1% clip against lefties this season. Bunch of bats in that lineup at 29, 30, 32% against left. Solid spot here against a strikeout-happy Colorado Rockies team for David Peterson. All right, back to the bats at second base with Kettle Marte of Arizona. So Marte been dealing with a little bit of an injury, day off yesterday. Fully expect him to be back in the lineup here tonight. We will keep an eye on it and make an adjustment if we need to, but I really like the spot and the way he has been swinging the bat of late. Hits in 9 straight games for him, 4 multi-hit games over that 9-game span, and leading this team in both WOBA and ISO against righties in some big-time numbers. WOBA way up at 463, and look at the ISO, ton of power in this bat, 368 against righties this season. Great spot here tonight for Kettle Marte. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Very easy to play. You click that thumbs up button, you head to the comment section, and all you have to do is guess a number for my highest scoring hitter. Doesn't have to be the Beast, Whichever one of the 5 bats I give you scores the most fantasy points and your guess is the closest, guess what? You walk away with a free week of RotoGrinders Premium just for hanging out today in the Fantasy Bar. All right, let's finish things off with my favorite play for Friday night. You know, Mass, the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. You might know where I'm going already. We promised you 2 stacks. We gave you Atlanta. I love Arizona tonight, and we are rolling with outfielder Corbin Carroll, tonight's Beast of the Night. Arizona, definitely my favorite stack here, and I think it could be somewhat sneaky here. Jake Irvin has put up some good starts this season. Definitely not a gas can, but I like the matchup here. We'll get into some of the numbers on Irvin here momentarily. And Carroll right there with Marte. We talked about him leading the team. Carroll's second on the team in both WOBA and ISO. 404 WOBA, big 357 ISO. And look at that hard contact rate at almost 75% against right-handed pitching. Now, Irvin, again, not a terrible pitcher, but look at the numbers against lefties. 207 ISO allowed, 35% fly ball rate, over 60% hard contact rate, and a near 15% barrel rate. You add all that up, I think it's a great power spot for this offense who has shown they can put some big numbers on the board. Arizona, my favorite stack, and Corbin Carroll, easily my favorite play on the board, and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Friday 6-pack, kicking off your weekend here. As always, any comments, questions, feedback, whatever you guys want to talk about, you can find me in that YouTube comment section. Also over on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Don't forget, get your guess in. My highest scoring hitters, fantasy points on DraftKings. Don't even have to guess who it is. Super easy here for a chance to win a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Just get a number in there on DraftKings, and hopefully you walk away with that free week. Tonight, Grinders Live, 5 p.m. Eastern, and I will be joining Roth and Cheese on Crunch Time at around 6:10 Eastern, taking all of your questions, breaking down the entire slate with our favorite plays, stacks, home run calls, weather updates. Make sure you bookmark that. Join the show. Going to have some fun hanging out on Friday night, talking some baseball with the boys. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching and all your support. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Best of luck on tonight's slate. Have a great weekend. We'll see you tonight for Crunch Time and back for more videos next week.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.